Everyone, it's 5:38. It's today. It's July 9th, 2019. This is a regular CRA meeting. Madam City Clerk, please. Roll call, please.
Thank you, Chairman Bien-Aimé. Board Member Galvin?
Here.
Board Member Keys?
Here.
Board Member Desilme?
Here.
Board Member Estime Irvin?
Here.
Chairman Bien-Aimé?
Here.
Chairman, you now have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Surprise.
Okay.
We pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is that you're doing, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, that's
like
the way
that.
it's supposed to be.
Actually pledge to something instead of that poll.
Instead of the big one. That's why I stand next to you.
Yeah, exactly. Hoping you can catch a.
Oh, I like that.
And now can I get a motion to approve the minute from April 9th, 2019?
So moved?
I have a motion to approve the minutes by Board Member Keys. Do I have a second?
Anybody want to? Thank you very much.
And a second by Board Member Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you very much.
Item passes. 5-0.
Item for review and action.
Agenda item 1, resolution to approve recess authority.
Executive Director and, oh,
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry. Mr. Chair, this, John Heron on behalf of Fox Rothschild sitting in for Mr. Zelkwitz.
excuse me, do we have someone recording in the back?
Yes.
Where is it? Oh,
Yes, she's there.
thank you very much. Yes.
And I apologize, I was expecting, the executive director to be here to make the presentation of the items, but,
That's me,
Is the Executive
well,
Director?
I'm sorry,
the director.
The
But I have them.
direct-
I have them all.
Did that
Um, I guess I don't, but the first item is a resolution to approve recess authority. I don't have the,
Can you say your name for the record, please?
yes, John Heron, with the firm of Fox Rothschild. Resolution of the chair and board members of the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency authorizing the executive director, city clerk, and the NMCRA attorney to take all necessary action and to execute all documents relating to the operations of the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency during the board's recess commencing July 19, 2019 through August 26, 2019, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Thank you very much. Do you have any presentation?
No,
No?
this is the typical item that we do every recess.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is open on the item.
Move
No.
approval?
Second.
Thank you very much.
I have a motion to approve the item made by Board Member Keys, a second by Board Member Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes 5-0. Agenda item 2, real estate runway rehabilitation grant request.
Through the board chair, before you is an item, Real Estate Runway, Inc. is a brokerage firm for residential commercial real estate. Currently employs 5 employees, of whom are North Miami residents. Since relocating rather to North Miami area in September 2017, RER strives to cultivate a sense of community with other agents and businesses to create more opportunities and employment for city residents. The scope of work for this rehab grant includes interior painting, electrical, plumbing, mechanical upgrades, interior remodeling, new flooring, security, and ADA compliance in the restrooms, as well as exterior painting, lighting, and re-asphalted pavement. We received 3 bids. The lowest of the bids was Lux Construction Group LLC at $169,350. The property has no violations, and based on the recommendations, based on the bid, staff is recommending approval of $84,675. This business does exist in the 7th Avenue corridor.
Listen, I just got 12173 Northwest 7. Public hearing is open on the item. Do you have any presentation? The plan? How much are we? How much they asking for?
We are recommending $84,675. Sorry.
How much they asking for?
The total project is $215,100 with construction costs of $169,350.
Is it new construction?
Yes. The bids and the detail are in the packet.
Okay. Public hearing is open, no presentation.
The property owner is here, the business owner is here.
Okay. But I don't see the rendering of the new proposal of the new, is there?
What do you,
The new plan, I don't see it. I don't see the new plan. I don't see it.
hold on one second.
Their like proposed interior.
How much they asking for?
We have
Yeah,
to
it's
speak.
there.
into the mic.
There are images in the item on page. It's the the one I'm looking at is the 24th page of the item.
Those are
So,
concepts, or
yeah,
that's
conceptual.
the way it's going to be?
Right. The concepts. So you have the proposed interior, front office, agent workstations, conference room, break rooms, printer areas, restrooms, as we indicated, new flooring,
How much
lighting,
the floors?
and then you have the proposed exteriors, which include beautification, landscaping, security cameras. And then you have the bid from Lux Construction at the 169, also in the package.
Are we comfortable on the dais with
Wait, I have
this
questions
proposal?
I was
Okay.
waiting for.
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Executive Director, is this location a rented location or do the applicant own the building? Is it the building that had the car run into it? No, that's not it.
No, that's not it.
Okay. Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. One of the things that, I'm sorry, ma'am, not really, Mr. Matt. I would like at least to meet with, on CRA projects or items, especially if it's pertaining to my area. I did not know about it until I saw the item, I guess yesterday when I reviewed the agenda and today, which is no fault of yours, ma'am. It's a CRA matter. But do you own the building or you renting?
I rent the building, but
Okay.
my family owns the building.
Oh, okay. Not a problem. That's my,
Yes, sir.
I think that's it.
That was my question, but I see that the last name is the same.
Yes.
So we have permission from the owner, though,
Yes.
to do this. Are you doing the entire building or just a piece of it?
That's
He owns the building. It's 2 spaces. I have 1 space and, the owner has the other.
That was my next question.
And the money that we give, I'm just asking, is this a payback or is it go away after time?
This is grant, and per our typical grant agreements, we'll have a lien, if you will, on the property or business until I think it's
7 years or
I think it's 5 years.
5 years.
5 years? Okay.
5-year period.
My last
Scott,
question.
wait,
Go ahead.
I'm good. Scott, do you have
No
any question?
questions,
Okay.
My last question. I wish this had came prior to me, my recommendation would have been the whole building because my issue with part of the CRA when they do, you have one part that looks crappy and the other part obviously looking nice. If the family owned the entire thing, it would have been best, in my, humble opinion, to come with a
Combined plan.
comprehensive or combined proposal. Because now, when it looks crappy, one part, excuse my French, they'll have to come back.
We,
Well,
Okay, we're gonna do that.
I'm
Can-
sorry.
Yeah.
Well, my side was actually the crappy side. The other
Okay.
side is
Look
actually
decent?
yes.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
and
Thank you.
Go ahead.
No, I read it. I have no objection if it.
Just one last question.
to this.
The pictures show the outside is very blighted, a lot of potholes and stuff. Will you be fixing the exterior of the property
Yeah,
also?
that's
Yes.
in there.
Yes.
So that's part of it, is
That
fixing
is
the
part of
lots
it.
and then, okay.
For
thank you.
sure.
Why don't, since, I don't understand why, and, you have an application on Northwest 7 and the councilman of the district is not aware of the project and, in term of, how you would like to see the building and, the other part of the building and how it's gonna look like at the end of the, after receiving that grant, how will the building look like? And my motion will be to table this item until the next agenda, so the councilman on the district at least will have a chance to see it, look at it, and see.
Thank
if
you,
we
Mr.
can
Mayor.
come
Let
up
me
with a better plan for the entire building,
just one quick,
unless,
Ye-
yes, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate the gesture, but I would say moving forward, because I don't know what would that put on your business, because we're going on break. But because, Mr. Mayor, this is really for staff, because they've done it before. This is not the only one, so I don't want you to be the barrier of bad news. But please, Mr. Manager,
I will make sure you get
yeah,
your-
just
your-
at
your
least
brief.
get
Yeah.
you brief us on the council thing, moving forward. So, Mr. Mayor, if you would not mind, I think after tonight, this would be a good thing, at least for those of us who are interested, on knowing about the different projects. That would be my recommendation. Thank you.
Okay, if that's your desire, can I hear motion on the item,
Mo-
please?
Motion
Move
to ex-
approval.
second.
Madam Clerk,
I have a motion to approve agenda item 2 made by Councilwoman Keys. The motion was seconded by Board Member Estimate Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes 5-0. Agenda item 3, Captain Jim's Seafood Beautification Grant.
Through the chair, we have a request for a beautification grants from Garcia Food Ventures, doing business as Captain Jim's, located at 12950 West Dixie Highway. Captain Jim's Seafood Restaurant was founded in 1996 at the present location by Captain Jim and his wife, Regan Hansen. In October 2015, the property owner, Dixie Highway Enterprises, was awarded a grant for exterior impact windows and doors, parking resurfacing, electrical upgrades, along with the interior rehab of the restaurant for a new operator. Garcia's Seafood Ventures LLC acquired the restaurant in January 2018, has 15 employees, 9 of whom are North Miami residents. Owner David Garcia's made the decision to keep the original name and concept as a place for locals to get fresh seafood. In addition to providing jobs and keeping the original concept, the restaurant also is supportive of North Miami civic and nonprofit organizations in the local community. Applicant is requesting the scope of work of a mural, ADA compliant restroom upgrades, and exterior lighting. We've received 3 bids, the lowest bid being from Bella Construction, Inc. for $37,940. There are no violations on the property. Total project costs $37,940. Staff recommends approval of a $25,000 grant on this application request.
public hearing is open on the item. you in close.
Move approval.
Second.
Question. Okay. We're moving too fast. It, for the, let me get it correct. I don't have any concern with the particular project, but for the mural, we paying for, just for the mural?
No, we're paying for mural, exterior lighting, and bathroom upgrades. ADA compliant bathroom upgrades.
Okay, and when was the last, grant received?
There was a grant received on this property back in,
Not
hold on
one,
one
two.
second,
2015.
2015.
So
By
was there,
the property, it was by the property owner,
oh, not by
not by this operator.
Okay, I see. So this is the first time?
This is the first time this
Oh.
operator. Also, keep in mind, it was just subsequent to the was it the hurricane? I think they had closed the restaurant and were not operating for a while. Mr. Garcia came in and rehabbed a lot of the restaurant himself already, and so he's
Yes, I
just
see
coming-
it.
yeah.
It's very nice. I go
Yeah.
in there. Last question, is the mural permitted in that area or?
Yes, they
that
are.
type-
It is allowed on that corridor.
Oh, my God. Okay. I'm not a big fan of mural. I'm just saying. All right, thank you.
Can,
D-
how do
Does
you-
Reagan
yeah,
still
yeah.
own the building?
At the end?
Not,
That's
You
it.
wanna remake your
No.
motion?
I moved approval.
I would
I
second
second
that.
it. Oh,
You can-
I'll let Carol.
still trying to
Remember.
see the, you gotta hit it. This is crazy.
While you're looking, we changed the LDRs in the last, 2017 to allow murals in the Arts Overlay District on Dixie Highway.
Okay.
And Captain Jim's was made to take the mural down, so I'm really pleased and really support murals on West Dixie to give it, I mean, you've got a blank white wall, they got a beautiful picture they're looking at, and we just also passed, I think, the last meeting or 2 meetings ago, that we would be allowing and giving grants for murals. So that's an addition, so, very,
A quick question. A quick question. You said mural only on Dixie Highway? No,
The
no
arts-
Biscayne,
the
no.
Arts Overlay.
Oh.
Arts
That's
Overlay.
it's one of the corridors that you guys approved in the.
What are the corridors?
You have the area to the east on 125th East of like,
By
I guess
the-
downtown.
By the antique stores.
Yeah, by the antique stores. You have West Dixie. We have the mural down in our downtown area as well. Matter of fact, we're getting ready to do one across the street at Liberty Garden. So,
No mural on Biscayne Boulevard?
no,
Who choose to put it on Dixie Highway?
you guys
You
did.
had to open that can of worms, Councilwoman.
I'm sorry.
Good
Well,
God.
I'm excited, because I want everybody to come out
Oh,
and
the
do
mural
murals.
is not in the entire city?
No,
No.
no. You guys
Who-
approved it in the
Arts
land
overlay.
development.
We just put it on Dixie only?
No, Arts Overlay District.
123rd,
Art
125th
overlay
Dixie.
district. Oh, we gotta revisit that.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Okay.
Welcome,
We gotta
Councilman.
put one on by
Board
LA
member.
Fitness.
Board
and see.
member.
You can put, I don't care if you put them on Biscayne.
I don't either.
It didn't hurt Wynwood any to have a bunch of murals all over the place, so.
It certainly did not.
No, I understand that, but what do we pick? Just Dixie Highway?
That was the decisions that you made that year and a half.
Who made
plus
that
ago.
proposal?
Huh?
Who proposed that?
Smith Joseph, let's move on.
Oh,
We can revisit it, I have no problem visiting it.
oh, man. We're gonna put someone 7.
No. I'll support whatever you guys want, the murals.
Oh, okay.
Leave
And
7
can
out of it.
Call the question.
Do we have a
please.
motion on the floor?
Call the question?
It was second.
It was second?
I believe so, right?
Okay.
You had open discussion. Okay. So there was a motion on the floor to approve agenda item 3 made by board member Galvin, seconded by board member Keys. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Agenda item 3 passes 5-0. Agenda item 4, North Miami Foundation for Senior Citizens Beautification Grant.
Oh, I have to recuse myself from this item.
And me too? We can sit up here, can't we? This is not a federal. We can't?
No.
We have to leave?
Yes, you have to, unfortunately, the Miami-Dade County Ethics Ordinance is more stringent than the state requirement and requires you to have to leave the chambers when the item is being discussed. Please remember to fill out appropriate paperwork with the clerk and provide it to her, to
How do you, I'm having a problem going back and forth, so we got, this not, I
Okay,
have like a
and
regular computer.
Thank you very much. Do we have any
Yeah,
presentation?
sorry, yes, sir. Before you is a rehabilitation grant request from the North Miami Foundation for Senior Citizen Services, Inc., located at 620 Northeast 127th Street, North Miami. The North Miami Foundation for Senior Citizens is a 501c3, not-for-profit community-based organization that has been in business since December of 1974. The mission of the foundation is to maximize opportunities for elderly in Northeast Miami-Dade County to maintain their personal independence and to enhance their quality of life with a broad array of social services. The agency currently operates with a staff of 5 full-time, 4 part-time employees. Services are provided for free and include screening and assessments, home meals delivery, transportation to grocery stores, counseling, and volunteer services to reduce social isolation. The scope of work for this grant includes exterior paint, roof repairs, and impact windows. We've received 3 bids, lowest bidder being Murphy Roofs, Inc., for $19,550. The violations on this property will be satisfied via the grant, and staff is currently recommending approval of a $25,000 maximum beautification grant.
Thank you
And,
very
I believe
Thank you
representative
very
is
much.
here
I know
from
they're
the
busy.
organization.
A quick question. Do they own the building?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Move
Public,
approval. Oh.
Can you second that? Alex, second that.
Excuse me? No, I did not.
Open,
Are we,
public hearing is open on the item. No one show up? Yes, on the dais, yes.
no, I'm good.
You good. I second the motion.
The motion was made by. I have a motion to approve agenda item 4 made by board member Galvin, seconded by board member Chairman Bieneme. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes 3-0.
Mr. Chairman, through you to the CRA attorney,
Yes.
I'd like to see a written position on whether or not people have to recuse themselves when they don't receive any money, funding, or remuneration. We had an ethics presentation here in these chambers just a couple of weeks ago, and I asked that specific question, and they were vague as heck. So, my interpretation was if you, of course, if you've got a financial interest, you have to step back. If you're not getting anything, you don't have to, and the ethics department didn't.
There, unfortunately, you are correct. It is somewhat murky, and certainly I would suggest that in an abundance of caution, when faced with that situation, the prudent thing is be more conservative in the approach. We can specifically request, or any board member can request an ethics opinion from the Commission on Ethics. Our advice was based upon what is out there that has been provided to other similarly situated individuals, and we provided that information directly to the 2 board members that were affected. I have a copy of the opinion if you wish, but ultimately, under the way that the Commission on Ethics works and the ordinance creating it, the only entity that can provide a definitive answer is the Commission on Ethics. I can only provide guidance.
Through you, I'm requesting that the CRA attorney, through the manager, through the chairman to your office, I'm asking that you make that request so that we can see it in writing.
We'll do that.
Because it almost becomes prohibitive for council members to then be parts of nonprofits in the city, whether they be Senior Citizens Foundation, PAL, anything else. Because if they ever have, if just now we had 2 people have to leave the dais, if I'd had to leave too because I used to be on the board, then we don't have a quorum, and now the thing can never get approved, and none of us are benefiting financially from any of this.
Understood. As to the issue, not to go too far, as to the issue of voting, you would have a quorum for purposes of voting because before the conflict was declared, you meet the quorum requirements, but the resulting vote would have to be obviously by a majority of those who are still able to vote on the item.
Well, I learned something new, but then it would have been 1-to-1 theoretically.
It would,
But you know, like.
it would die
I could see
under
if
the
you're-
rules.
If my employer were to come here and ask for something, I get up, I walk away. But when you're not getting anything from
Yeah,
it, don't see what the.
I don't disagree with any of that statement or that information. I would say to you that the opinion that we relied upon to advise the two board members is our best information we had available, and it is a little murky and kind of waffles between the are you receiving a specific benefit or not standard.
Councilman, at one of the conference that they had, the Ethical Commission, I did attend, and the same issue did prevail by another commissioner. And the answer was, yes, you are receiving something, although it's not money, because if there's another organization that is competing for that amount, you will be favoring the organization that you served on. So that's how, that's how it's kind of actually a conflict. It's not really money. It's just like you asking for something for your community, or, you know, versus, so there will be that little thing. So that's what they told, and everybody in the room kind of understood it.
Following that poor logic, I'm editorializing, none of us should ever serve with any nonprofit in this city because we would be potentially biased toward them.
Yeah.
You know, and that just, to me, we're up here to be community servants, and if the Police Athletic League asks me to serve, then.
I serve on a nonprofit entity, and you know, theoretically would face similar issues if I were to go to any of the municipalities or governments that I do work for or advise. So I understand your concerns, and if it's the direction of the board, we'll ask for an opinion from the Commission on Ethics.
Can I go one step further, Mr. Mayor? That would be for the CRA, but, so going forward, I have served as a director on the, we can't talk?
No, you can talk. I'm not talking.
Oh, okay. So, serving on the board for like over 20 years, and now we have another councilwoman who has served on it quite a while. CRA, I see it was just one item. I could see where there possibly was a little violation. We have CBOs coming up, so rather than just getting one opinion just on the CRA, we have CBOs, which includes federal funding, which is going to include this same organization who's going to request it. That's a little different because it's federal guidelines, but we also have a budget coming up. And this particular organization is in the budget, has been for probably well before I was ever involved with the organization. And there's other organizations that I serve on for 25 years. So this is a budget as a whole, you know, $60 million budget. So that's just a smaller percentage. So we kind of need to get an opinion on, as a whole, as if it's only 5% of a whole federal guideline or a single item.
I understand your concerns. The overall, the questions are, does this affect the overall budgetary process? And then
but
obviously
for
very
this,
specific items. to
You
the
represent the
chairs.
CRA. I think you got to refer
But what I'm saying
to
is
Jeff
overall,
Cazzo when it comes to the city
If
part.
if you will, even though I'm not a lawyer, what I will do is, we'll direct the board attorney to get an opinion for you as
the CRA board.
CRA
Right.
board, and then I can have the discussion with the CRA, the city attorney with regards to the budgetary impacts on
We-
votings and,
Voting,
right. Although I
whole
believe
or-
he stands in the same, in past conversations as the CRA attorney is
we
with
should
regards to
get,
the
I've
recusal.
had other people, you know, ask me to get that opinion, so
Right.
might as well go ahead and request it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Clerk.
Agenda item 5, the North Miami CRA Advisory Committee nominations.
We're bringing forth this item for the advisory board, because currently, as you see, these terms have expired, and we need to get some reappointments so we can have quorum. We did not have quorum at the last meeting.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, do you have the secretary? Okay. How many members should be on the board? Do you have that with you?
So on this resolution, I have it listed as 12.
Mm-hmm. 12 members?
Yes. Yes, Chairman.
Your members, no alternate?
Yeah, and I think that's where this chart here is maybe a little misleading. For instance, it shows I have 3 appointees. I
Yeah.
don't have 3 appointees.
That's what I,
So one of these was likely done on an at-large basis and then recorded as Galvin.
yeah, that's what I wanna,
And we
check
probably
with-
should tighten that up because I
yeah.
don't want anybody up here thinking I've somehow gotten
20.
3 right, exactly.
Okay.
I also do
Not
know
c-
in this case, Inez Couch has
Ines,
moved out
yeah,
of the
yeah,
city.
yeah. Okay,
So- so
can
I-
we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and District 1, we wanna reappoint, Councilman Galvin.
I'll reappoint Michael McDermott and Clark Reynolds.
Okay,
I believe my CRA
Wait.
appoint,
can
we're gonna do 'em
Mike
One
McDermott and Clark Reynolds, do you have that, Madam Clerk, Madam Secretary?
Yes, Chairman, I do.
Okay. Carol?
I believe my appointees still stand through 2021,
Oh, okay, we do.
so I don't need to reappoint
Well,
That
them.
is
Keys.
correct.
Okay.
Board
Cohen
Member-
only? Only Cohen, right?
Holly Cohen and Claudio Sanchez are should
Claudio.
really
They're
be on
Okay,
there till
those are the two.
2021.
Okay. You have that?
Yes, yes, Chairman. So now we're on to
District 3,
Board Member Estimate Irvin.
yes.
I'd like to appoint Jean Sorrell and Vanessa.
No, in order to appoint someone, you need to have an application unless the person
does.
was there before. You have the
He
application,
does.
we don't have it.
He has an application
No.
for another board.
Jean Sorel is on
Yeah, shit.
a previous board, which one? We need an
I can-
application.
That's
We-
fine. I can come
Before you
back
can
with-
vote on it, we need the application to be
Okay.
able to see that the person live in the city and they meet
No,
the requirement
He would
because
be
some
appointed
boards.
as a business person, but that's fine.
We understand that, but we do need the application if the person is not on the board.
Okay, so I'd like to appoint Vanessa Pierre for now.
If she's on the board, do we have an application
We
for
do
her?
have an application for her. She
Where
serves
is it?
already on another, she served on another committee already?
Understand that we have to vote. We won't be able to vote if we don't have an application to say it because
Is
don't
it
just
that the-
appoint, we have
is-
to vote on it.
So just for clarification, does the person have to have an application for this,
In order
this,
for us
or they
to,
have an application in general in the?
we need to see an application that the person apply for to be on the board. There's a mark check, how many boards you apply for, and we need that application because we are voting on it. For that. What do you have? It's,
So for clarification.
the person need to
every-
show interest that
okay.
they wanna apply for this
I'm-
particular board.
okay.
That's
So just for clarification, any person that we appoint on any board need to verify on their application that they are selecting that particular board. Is that what we're saying?
We've never
That's-
done that before.
Listen, Carol, this
my-
is, I'm gonna answer you. This is how we do it. The person have to fill an application. In some board, you need to be a resident in order to be on a board. In some other boards, you need to be a business member or you need to be specialized in something. That's why we said we need an application.
Mr. Chairman, respectfully, I've been serving on boards, like, for so many years, and I've been on multiple boards. I don't remember this procedure, but I just want to clarify on the record that if this is how we want to do it, so that I can, well, tonight is going to be, in our next meeting is going to be
Okay.
different, because I think, and please, I hope I have support, that I don't think anyone on the dais is, right now, under the impression that the person has to check the specific board. I was under the impression that as long as they serve on a board, that we could actually appoint them on any other boards.
Madam Council Member, I do understand that, but understand that you choose the person and we have to vote.
I understand.
That's mean.
So this
in
is
order
how
for
we're
the
doing this,
person
is
to
all I'm saying.
No, this is the way been We've been doing
I
it.
disagree, Mr. Chairman. I don't believe so, but if that's how we're gonna
Okay.
do it, that's fine. That's
Unless
fine.
the person
Then
is on the
right.
board, that's mean, next time, this is how we're gonna continue to do it.
Okay, so I will have, my, nomination the next time we meet.
Councilman
have
Desiree,
none. I have none, just the two that were previously on there.
who
for
are
them to
there?
remain. Madam Clerk,
So you will be that means board member, Desilme will be reappointing
Carol
Blanca
and
Cobo
Blanca.
and Carol Gamer.
Geimer and Blanca
Geimer.
Cobo.
Okay. And I wanna reappoint Emmanuel Gentil. I was gonna reappoint Lumana Joseph. She was on the board before, but since we don't have an application, she will have to wait for the next meeting to fill the application and at that point, even though she's sitting on the personnel board as the vice chair, but she need an application in order for her to be on the CRA board. Huh? Thank you very much, and that's complete the board for now.
Do we vote on them or we good? We don't, no vote.
Can I hear motion on those reappointments, please?
So move.
Second.
I have a motion to approve the reappointments made by board member Desilme. That motion was seconded by board member Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0.
Is it, there was others who made recommendation. You only
Yeah,
said.
you approve all.
Oh,
of them.
oh, okay. Then. Okay.
We approve all of them
Got
together,
it.
yes. Most likely reappointments. Next item, are we done with
Just a legislative update, Mr. Chair.
updates?
There was a CRA-related bill that passed and is in law. Just in the bill isn't included in your packet, but just to run through some of the specific outcomes of that bill. One, it requires ethics trainings for all CRA board members. Requires the CRA to now use the same procurement process as a city or county. Revises the annual reporting requirements for the agencies. It does allow for the extension of CRA terms beyond the 2039 calendar year. Limits the extension of outstanding bond maturities beyond the 2039 year. Update state agency requirements when declaring inactive CRAs. Allows the amounts of funding by each taxing authority who passes the funding ordinance of a CRA trust fund to be lowered to 50%. Requires all CRA expenditures to be pursuant to the annual budget. Such budget and amendments shall be submitted to the county 10 days after approval, which is typical what we've been doing. Revises the list of allowed expenditures by CRAs. Allows end of fiscal year carryover projects beyond the 3-year limitation, which has been in place for quite some time. And revises some of the audit requirements for each year, which will now fall under statute provision 21832. So that's kind of the highlights of that bill. I would tell you right now, as we operate, we're generally in compliance with all of these parameters.
You're
as
talking
we
about the
function
bill
right
by
now.
the state legislature or by the
It's by
county?
the state legislature.
Did the governor sign it?
Yes, it is in
returned
law.
Oh, it's the law now.
Yeah.
okay.
So they're not trying to go after us.
So
anymore.
this
Praise God.
is good in the sense that we
It
don't
is
have
good.
them killing us, and you do have that. I think the biggest one is the extension of terms beyond the
Beyond
20
the year.
the 2039.
And besides that, now all the procurement gotta be all the solicitation. No.
Well, it advises
For the
that we
CRAs,
follow the city or
The
county
same guideline. Okay.
same guidelines, and we already do that anyways. Yeah,
You already do that.
yeah, we do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It also requires that you have mandatory posting of certain items on your website, the map of the area and things of that nature, and results of your audit, which many municipalities already do for your city stuff, and now just carries over to the CRA just as it does for cities, so.
Thank you very
Question
much.
on the ethics training, just real quick. We, for instance, most of this council did it just a week ago. Are we good? Do we have to do it separately and separate?
Correct, you report it as, board members and as council members that you, went through the one training for both.
I don't want to do that
Me.
again.
There are some government entities that create separate boards, don't appoint themselves, and that's the reason why.
The advisory board, do they require the same training? No?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Someone,
Well, it depends.
Yeah,
Hold on.
we've had them go.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Madam Secretary, do you have any item on the agenda? Besides that, I don't have it with me.
No, I don't have any additional items aside.
All set?
Can I
Can-
ask,
Wait,
Yes.
you have something here, the CRA Northwest second quarter?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Why are we calling it off-duty?
off-duty officer
Yeah,
report.
They're not off-duty.
They are, they don't,
They're, this isn't off-duty, is it?
Oh.
Or maybe it is?
No, this is a detail.
It's calling it off-duty on the,
they are.
That detail is off duty, is it not? It is off duty.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can I hear a motion to adjourn? Thank you.
motion to adjourn made by Board Member Desome, second by Board Member Estimate Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
See
Mr.
you in
Chair.
September for